Stop! Before you water your plants today, there is something you need to know. Yellow leaves spreading no matter what you do. White powdery film appearing overnight. Fungus gnats circling the soil like they own the place. Plants that look completely exhausted, no matter how much water or fertilizer you throw at them. The problem is not your effort. The problem is what is happening beneath the surface, at the root level, in the soil, on the leaf, where the real biological battle is being fought every day. There is a bottle that costs $2 and addresses all of it at once, and most gardening channels never say a word about what it can actually do. First up, hydrogen peroxide's real power begins at the root level. In the soil, a 3% solution breaks down into water and pure oxygen. That extra oxygen rushes into the root zone, turning suffocating, waterlogged soil into a place where roots can breathe and pathogenic fungi lose their grip. The classic root rot. Rescue starts with 1 tablespoon of 3% hydrogen peroxide per quart of water. Pour it evenly over the soil until it drains out the bottom. Within minutes, you will see fizzing at the surface. That bubbling is not just a show. It is proof the peroxide is fresh and working. If you do not see the fizz, the solution has degraded and will not deliver results. Wait at least 24 hours before watering again, and never use this method on seedlings under 3 weeks old. Their roots are too delicate for the oxidative burst. For established plants showing wilt, yellowing, or mushy roots, this drench can halt the rot, but it is not a routine tonic. Overuse will strip away the beneficial microbes your plant depends on and can harm earthworms if the dose is too strong or repeated too often. Always stick to the 3% pharmacy-grade solution. Anything higher risks burning roots, leaves, and even your skin. For succulents, cacti, orchids, and any plant with fuzzy or hairy leaves, skip the peroxide drench entirely or dilute even further. This is a targeted rescue, not a cure-all. When used properly, hydrogen peroxide turns a hidden crisis underground into a rapid recovery without the guesswork. Number 2, sharpens the focus on the single most critical safety line in plant care, the difference between pharmacy-grade 3% hydrogen peroxide and the far more dangerous industrial-strength solutions. In the gardening aisle, the bottles look nearly identical, but the contents are worlds apart. Pharmacy-grade 3% is the only concentration that belongs in your plant toolkit. At this strength, brief skin contact may cause mild irritation, and accidental splashes are easily washed away with water. But once the concentration climbs to 30% or higher, the risks escalate fast. Caustic burns, eye damage, and even chemical pneumonitis from inhaling the mist can occur. Medical records document emergency room cases where mislabeling or careless mixing led to blistered skin, scorched roots, and, in severe incidents, permanent injury. Plants fare no better. A single drench of industrial peroxide can kill leaves on contact, burn root tips, and volatilize nutrients right out of the soil. That is why every dilution recipe for root rot, fungus gnats, or mildew begins with 3% and never higher. Always check the label before pouring, and never use concentrated peroxide for any plant treatment, no matter what you have seen online. If a bottle is not clearly marked, skip it. The $2 pharmacy-grade solution is powerful enough to oxygenate roots and disinfect surfaces, but gentle enough to avoid catastrophe when used as directed. Anything stronger belongs in a laboratory, not your living room. Third on our list, hydrogen peroxide's hidden versatility emerges in the fight against fungus gnats and powdery mildew, two problems that often masquerade as unrelated, but share a common vulnerability. For fungus gnats, a simple drench, 1 tablespoon of 3% hydrogen peroxide per quart of water, targets the larvae where they live, just below the soil surface. As the solution hits the organic debris, a surge of bubbles signals the peroxide is fresh and active, oxidizing larval tissue on contact. Weekly applications for 3 weeks are enough to break the breeding cycle, but it is critical not to saturate the entire root zone or to repeat more often than directed. Overuse strips away beneficial microbes and can stress plant roots. For powdery mildew, the approach shifts to a foliar spray. Mix 1 part 3% peroxide with 3 parts water and mist both sides of the leaves early in the morning or late afternoon. The oxidative burst destroys fungal spores, but spraying during midday sun risks leaf scorch. Never use this spray on succulents, cacti, orchids, or any plant with fuzzy or hairy leaves. Their specialized tissues cannot handle the extra oxygen load and will burn. Every treatment must start with the fizz test. If there is no bubbling, the peroxide has lost its punch and should be replaced. Remember, hydrogen peroxide is not a routine shield. It is a targeted intervention. Used with precision, it can end a gnat infestation or halt mildew in its tracks. But casual or repeated dosing will do more harm than good. Across every solution, one fact stands out. Plant decline is rarely neglect. It is biology below the surface. Hydrogen peroxide is not a magic cure. It is a targeted tool when you respect its limits.